Hello, Christ Church. My name is Paul Fowler, our Lake Forest campus pastor. Glad to be sharing with you today. Our passage today is found in Luke chapter 2. This is kind of the quintessential Christmas story that most of us focus on. If you're a fan of Charlie Brown's Christmas story, which I certainly am, love to watch it every year, this is the part that Linus reads from Luke chapter 2. There's a census, there's a manger, there's an inn, all these things that we're going to be getting into over the next few days. What's so interesting about this story is that Luke is going to bring some historicity into the story of Jesus' birth. He's going to talk about how Caesar Augustus, which we know to place where he lived and when he ruled, and that he was having a census. There was a lot of censuses that were going to happen around this time, so it's kind of difficult to place exactly which census it is, but we know that there were censuses and we know that this was a common thing. This isn't a random thing, it happened a lot actually. What's interesting that can be an understanding if you want to research this deeper is if you think about what exact year Jesus was born, we're in 2023 AD. Was he born at 0 AD? Was he born at 1 AD? Whatever it might be. What we see is that Quirinius is the governor and then Herod is still ruling, and there's not an exact window when we're exactly sure when that happened. But what we do know is that censuses were this common thing. More so, what's even interesting in this story is that we know that prophecy is being fulfilled here from Micah 5:2, where it says that out of Bethlehem would come a great ruler. And so what's fascinating as we read through this story is we know that Joseph now is going to have to go to Bethlehem. This is where his family grew up. So it's important that Joseph actually was going to be the father of Jesus through Mary, who was given child by the Holy Spirit, because this means that now this prophecy would be fulfilled. And if there had never been a census, Joseph wouldn't have gone back to his hometown anyways for the census to have happened. So what's interesting for us to look about and think about this story is how does God use ordinary purposes or ordinary things in our everyday life to fulfill his perfect purpose? What are some of the things that maybe in your past that just seem like an ordinary, everyday type of occurrence that somehow God has used to validate the great things he's doing in your life? And in fact, what are maybe some of the ordinary things you're going through right now in your own life that God is going to use? What are the things that you're going to see in the future as you look back and realize this was God's purpose at his time? That's what's so great about this story, and the good news and the hope of the Christmas story is that we see God using every single thing to build up to this place that when we look back today and we say, who was Jesus and what did he do and what does he accomplish? We can say with certainty that he is the salvation that has come today. I encourage you to take some time to think about how God is using ordinary things in your life for extraordinary purposes for his plan.